Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to the Pageant Sit Down. I'm your host, Regina Lena, and I am so excited for all of you to be here today. We have an amazing guest. I like to call her the Queen of the Galaxy, but she's also an entrepreneur, international pageant director, a pageant girl herself. She is none other than Maria Torres. Hi, Maria.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm so excited for you to be here. For those who don't know, Maria is the international director and CEO of two amazing pageants. I'm not just saying that because I'm one of the title holders for one of the national pageants, but she is the international director for Galaxy Internationals as well as Belleza Latina International Pageant. So, Maria, for those who don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Maria Torres, and I have been involved in pageantry since I was 16 when my mom entered me in my very first pageant. And I won my first state title when I was 17, and that was Miss Massachusetts Teen USA 1985. And I got bit by the bug, started doing pageants, and got into modeling. Enjoyed modeling a little bit more than pageantry, to be honest. But because of my height, obviously, I wasn't going to be a supermodel or anything. But it's something that I really love and enjoy. And then I started running my own pageants over 20 years ago. And here I am today.
That's amazing. And you were also involved in Galaxy before becoming a national or international director. What made you take that leap and take it on as your baby, really?
Whew, yeah. So I had won the title of Mrs. Galaxy 2005. Yes, 2005. And during my reign, the international director, Lori, was going through just some personal and felt that she could no longer continue as the director, and asked me if I would be willing to take on this child that she made. And at first I discussed it with my husband because we already had Belleza Latina. Belleza Latina was my baby. And now I'm thinking about adopting another baby. And after discussing it, we just felt it was an amazing opportunity. I was honored that she chose me, that she asked me to do that. I just, took the reins, and here we are. It's been an amazing 15 plus years. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for Galaxy.
Well, that kind of leads me to one of the questions from Instagram, actually from Elizabeth Marnock. She asked, why do you think Galaxy attracts so many international contestants?
I think the reason it does is because, I don't want to say unlike, but I think that they see something in us that they don't see in the other ones, which is inclusion, diversity of contestants, and the opportunity, the chance to actually win. Because as amazing as Miss Universe is, and a lot of those international pageants, there tends to be a bit of a look for those, and not everyone can achieve that. Not everyone has the budget, not everyone has the means to be a Miss Universe type of contestant. And I think that with Galaxy, you sort of get the same experience. You get that amazing international pageant experience. You get the glam, you get the gorgeous crown and all that good stuff. And it's still an attainable title. It's something that anyone can really win. It's just, to me, it's an attainable dream for every girl out there, for every girl that has a dream about being an international title holder. So
Mhm.
I take pride in knowing that we've had so many types of different queens in our system, all different heights and nationalities and colors and all that good stuff. Short hair, long hair, no hair. You know, and by no hair, I just mean Daphne had like the shortest hair. Um, but I think that's why it attracts a lot of girls, and I'm hoping that we actually get to the point where we attract a lot more international girls, because that would
Mhm.
be really that they see us also as a contender to participate, for their country.
Well, you recently had the Philippines involved in this year's upcoming pageant. That's huge for the pageant world.
I'm excited. Philippines, India, I want more.
Hmm.
I want Thailand. I want,
Yes.
you it's, I would love to have all these countries definitely participate.
Well, I'm really excited to see how Galaxy continues to grow. And you mentioned the crown. The Galaxy crown is beautiful. It's actually my wallpaper on my phone. I don't know if you knew this, but did you design the crown? And if you did, what was your inspiration behind it?
I actually did not design the crown. However, Lori's inspiration for the crown is actually the crown jewels of the Russian royal family, the Romanovs.
Wow.
So that crown was inspired by their crown jewels, and the original ones used to have a very dark purple stone, a beautiful royal purple stone with black accent stones as well, and some smoky stones in it. So it
Ooh.
had those three colors in in the crown. And then for our 5-year anniversary, actually, that's when I changed it to a gold setting versus silver. And then I made all the colored stones into AB stones. So, but no, I did not design it.
Well, it's very beautiful. It's one of those crowns that you see and you already know it's Galaxy. Maybe the colors too.
I as many times as it's been knocked off, um, when you look at the Galaxy crown, there is no
No.
comparison. There really isn't. They're made here in the US. They are made with 100% Swarovski. They're not rhinestones. They are Swarovskis. So it the the sparkle that you get from our crown, um, and the weight. I'm not gonna lie, it's a heavy crown. But yeah, there's no comparison. Even with all the offs that are out there.
Well, speaking of knockoff, you know Galaxy is making waves when you posted it on social media that there is another pageant trying to take the name of Galaxy. Did you get to the bottom of it? I know Cindy, the Canadian National Director, was working on it.
Yeah. So we have we not an idea. We actually know
Oh.
who it is. Um, Not personally, but we did find out who it was, and we're trying to see what we can do. They've managed to block almost Galaxy fan, queen, person, anyone that says anything about it.
Hmm.
They automatically start blocking all these people. So they know that they're doing something wrong, you
Hmm.
know. But it is what it is. I
You know, it's interesting. You said that they know that they're doing something wrong. It just means you're doing something right if people are trying to copy you, whether it be the crowns or sashes or the title of the pageant. So you're
Yeah,
definitely making waves.
that saying, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yes.
Don't flatter me.
Whoa, there you go. Don't do
Don't
it,
flatter
ladies and
me.
gentlemen.
I prefer you don't flatter me. So I'm good.
Well, there you go. You all heard it here. And if you're watching, whoever you are, please take down your site. So,
Yes, get another name. Please just get another name.
hmm That's all you got to do. So there's actually a few people. Team Canada is here from Galaxy Canada. They're all watching. We all cannot wait to see you in person. I know I've had the privilege of meeting you in person in 2019, but these girls have not met you yet, and they're really excited too. I can guarantee you that. Another question from Instagram. It's actually a very common and popular question. I think at least 3 or 4 people ask the question. What is the main quality you look for in your queens?
Well, I personally look for someone that I click with, someone I connect with on a personal level, and someone that enjoys being part of a family. Because even though we are a pageant competition, I know that not everyone's gonna like everyone. I still want that winner to be that person. I want her to be the one that does like everyone, that wants to be part of this family, because you will be part of this family. I don't think I would have a great year if I couldn't embrace all of my queens and bring them sort of like into the fold. It's tough because I don't have a good poker face. I've been told. So I try to express this to my judges when I tell them, please, when you're looking for someone, yes, someone who's, pretty and has work, has a passion for the system, but I'm also looking for a family member. I'm looking for a new family member, and please keep that in mind. Now, regardless of what you tell judges, please understand, judges will do what they want to do.
Yeah.
They'll, at the end of the day, it's their taste on that. It's whatever they felt would make a great queen. They don't know the girls like I've known the girls. They have not communicated with the girls like I have communicated with the girls. So they have 4 minutes to determine if this girl is the one for Maria. And so it's tough. It doesn't always pan out, but it is something that is important to me. So if a girl is genuine and she comes into the system and that is her goal, is to really be a person, then the judges will probably find her. The judges will, amongst all the glitz and glam, they will probably say, you know what, that's her right there. That's the one. And that's what I pray for every year. What I want sometimes, it's, not even a factor unless the judges really, really take the time to look through these girls and find me that one girl, that right girl.
Amazing. Well, speaking of judges, Janice Costi actually posted, how do you select your judges? Are they from different backgrounds, different industries?
Yeah. I'm one of those people, and I know that this has pros and cons for other people, not for me. This is not for me. Many have tried to debate with me about like, oh, but no, there's no but for me. I like a diverse background on every judge. I like judges that have nothing to do with pageantry. I like some judges that haven't even judged a pageant, and this is going to be their first one. And I'll tell you why. The reason is because sometimes judges that have been doing this for a long time already have a preconceived notion of what they're looking for. They're very familiar with designer dresses, Giovanni, Sherry Hill, all that stuff. I remember one year I had a judge that literally wrote a comment on one of the girls and said, oh, Giovanni dress from like 5 years ago.
Oh, goodness.
So did it look good on her? Did the color suit her? Did she walk gracefully? Did she have confidence? That's what I care about. I don't care who made her dress. I don't care if her mother made her dress. So when you have a new and a judge that never done this before, they're looking at this with these new eyes, and they're actually looking past designer dress.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking past that, because to them that's that's not common for them. They're actually going to look at the girl, going for what I really want them to look for. Mm-hmm. So that's why I love to have one or two judges that have only done it maybe once, maybe not at all, in the pageant industry. And so I get judges from all over. So, and most of the time I don't even know the judges until they arrive at internationals.
Oh wow.
So they'll either email me and ask me to judge, and I just ask them for just a little bit of background on them and what interested them in judging Galaxy, and then I take it from there. So usually I get a lot of requests for judges, and that's how I find most of my judges.
That's amazing. So you have 7 queens. You have the junior division and the older division. How do you keep up with everything that they're doing?
Well, I actually have 13.
Oh, yes. You have 2 pageants.
I have my junior Belleza Latinas and my Miss Belleza Latina queens. So basically we all have our own group chats. We're all on on our text group, and we FaceTime sometimes. We text each other a lot, that's for sure. You should see group chats, so fun. And we basically stay in touch that way, and I know that I can reach the girls anytime, and that they can reach me at any time if they need me for anything. I know it's been a little bit different the last year because of the pandemic. So safety to me has just been more of the priority than anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm just grateful that my girls are still, willing and able to be my queens.
Of course. Well, you talked a little bit about the pandemic, and from Team Canada to you, we just want to say thank you for really taking into consideration our safety and postponing. I know it must have been a really hard decision last year, but we don't mind a longer reign. We love it.
I know, and it's tough. I know it's tough for everybody, and I know we have our pageant set for this year. Fingers crossed that will happen. You never know, but that was the goal, and that was the hope. I know that things are not looking really well right now for all of my international girls, so we'll just have to see what happens with that.
Well, just so you know, Canada, we are preparing as if it's happening tomorrow, so don't worry.
Good.
We are. They're all here. They're all listening and taking part. So to all those who are watching, if you have any questions for Maria, make sure you leave them in the live chat, and I will be sure to ask her them for you. So I do have a question, Maria. Most recently, you got into crocheting. How did that happen? How did you go from planning a pageant or 2 pageants to crocheting?
I am the crochet queen. I actually learned to crochet a long time ago, before even my first daughter.
Oh, wow.
My daughter's 30. So I crocheted my first blanket for her when she was little, right before she was born. That was my first crochet project. And then, of course, you have a baby, and then you get too busy, and you don't have time for crocheting. And then I picked it up again when I got married and pregnant with Diana, my second one, and I just had such a difficult pregnancy with her that I didn't even finish that blanket.
Wow.
I never finished it. I kept going into premature labor with her, and bed rested. So I never even did it. And then I just stopped crocheting, because then I had a third baby, and then I was working, and then I was traveling. It was pageant time, and and I picked it back up during the pandemic, and I cannot tell you I have enjoyed every single project I have made. I absolutely love it. It helps my anxiety. It helps keep me calm, and I absolutely love it. I just want to crochet everything.
That's amazing. Do you still have that unfinished blanket?
I do not. I wish I did. I don't even. Yeah, I know. I would love that to be able to finish it, and then maybe save it for whenever she has a baby. But yeah,
Mhm.
I never finished it, and I'm so sad about that.
Well, you are very creative. I saw on your social media when your grandson was, or no, when your daughter got married, you gave her a blanket for her future children, and now your grandson has it. Where do you get all this creativity from? Because you have your own clothing line or swimwear line. You are very creative when it comes to the Queen's Retreat and their gifts, and now this.
Um, I don't know. I They say lefties are really creative people, and um, but just even from when I was young, Regine, like I remember for my own quinceañera. Well, it ended up being a sweet 16 añera. um, but I helped my mom make all my souvenirs for my sweet 16. So I did all my souvenirs. I helped make my cake topper and stuff. So I've made stuff like that for years, for my mom's 50th, for my kids' first birthdays, just crafty. And I love I'm a big DIYer, so like I paint, I'll patch holes, I repair stuff. That's just me. I love doing that sort of stuff. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I I think it's just something I enjoy doing. It's probably part of my anxiety. If I'm keeping busy, then I
Mm.
don't have time to be anxious. So it helps me with that.
It's interesting that you mentioned lefties being creative because my brother is also a lefty and he is the most creative person I know in our family. So that must be a thing. But that's awesome that you are able to do all of these things even at such a young age. Maybe your grandson will follow in your footsteps.
Oh, I would love to be able to share some of that stuff with my little grandson.
Well, first off, congratulations in person for being
Thanks.
a new abuela. What is it like having a new baby in your life?
Oh, it's amazing. And I will not lie, it was exhausting. My I have to give it to my daughter. There were days where I felt really bad for her because we had 6 weeks of a screaming baby.
Oh.
Um, and it was tough, but I am just so, so thankful that I was able to be there with her. I spent 10 amazing weeks with her and the baby and my
Mhm.
son-in-law, and just being able to help them and help them navigate through this learning process of having this little life. I just I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to be able to have done that.
And well, are we going to see him in Chicago since he's so close by for the pageant?
Oh, for sure.
I can't wait to meet him. He's so precious. Like just his pictures and seeing your FaceTime videos with him. He must really love you.
I hope so. But yeah, it was, days and or actually weeks of just being with him and talking to him every day and all that good stuff. And I FaceTime him almost every day so that he doesn't forget who I am, because I will literally cry. I will cry if he doesn't remember me.
Oh, he will. Don't worry. Grandmas always have this thing with their grandchildren. I know I'm very close with my grandparents, so you're fine. Don't worry. There's actually a few questions here. Oh my goodness.
Yay!
So Milicia Gregory, she asks, do you plan on having a Galaxy division in Jamaica?
Oh my God, I would love that. Yes, that would be amazing. Who do we talk to? What do we need to do? Let's get Jamaica at Galaxy. Come on. I would love that.
Alicia, help us. Get her some
Yes.
Jamaican
Yes.
girls.
Who do we need to talk to send us a delegate? That would be amazing.
Well, be careful, Maria, because on my show, I don't know if you know this, but some of the girls, I've asked them what are their dream pageants to do, just random questions, and out of nowhere, whatever they said on the show happened. So Jamaica might be coming. We'll see.
Yay!
Just manifest it. All the countries are coming to Galaxy. Don't worry. And so Derp Dion asks if someone wanted to apply for directorship for a European national pageant, does this person have to have pageant experience?
You don't, but we already have. Well, it depends where in Europe, and I don't necessarily believe you need exact pageant experience, but you need to have some sort of business experience and people skills and so forth. So I usually like to speak with potential directors. We usually do a WhatsApp or a FaceTime or Skype call and get to know them. And yeah, so you don't necessarily need pageant experience. That will probably come along with, being a director and learning to navigate through this crazy world of ours. But I'm more than happy to help them out.
Amazing. So, Maria, if someone from either a European country or Jamaica wanted to reach out to you in terms of franchisee, where can they contact you, or what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Do it on our official Galaxy Facebook page. That would be the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Perfect. Well, for those who are asking, the link is in the description, so make sure you check it out after the show. And we're already at the halfway point, Maria. This conversation is flying by. So there is a segment on the show which is 5 tips from a beauty queen, but in your case, 5 tips from an international director times 2 and beauty queen. Maria, what would be your 5 pageant tips or more for those who are watching and might be interested in competing in a pageant?
I'm sure there's a lot, but basically is make sure that you work hard for your director. Be genuine, and by genuine I mean be genuine about wanting to be the beauty queen. Be genuine about wanting to be the winner, so that other contestants can see that, so that your director sees that, so that you don't have to try so hard. When you're genuine, you really don't have to work at what you're doing. It just comes out of you naturally. So it always helps to be genuine. 3, let's see. Just enjoy the process. Don't take it so serious. I know that some girls are still very, they're very competitive, and all that good stuff. But if you're so serious about it, you're not gonna enjoy it. It's not gonna be fun. And then at the end, when it's over, if you're not the one that ends up being chosen by the judges, then you're going to be let down. You're going to be let down. And that's because you were so focused on one thing and one thing only that when you didn't get it, it wasn't worth it to you at all. So enjoy the whole process. It's just a pageant. Honestly, it's just a pageant. Make it fun. But yeah, those are like my 3 best tips. I don't even think I need 5, to be honest. Oh, wait a minute. No, incorrect. 4. Please do not wear tippy tops if you don't have to. Honestly, they really don't always make you look taller or slimmer, but they will most of the time help you trip if you don't walk in them properly. So don't feel obligated to wear these ginormous 6-inch platform shoes if it's not allowing you to walk gracefully and allow you to be your best on stage. Because if you're so worried about your shoes, it's going to show right here.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So you need to find a nice, just simple, comfortable shoe to be in.
Well, I guess I gotta get new shoes then, if that's a good. She just called all of us out, ladies. It's okay.
No! That's what I was afraid of. I just meant in general. Just, it's
No,
not necessary.
no, I totally get what you mean. There are some girls who buy them because they think they're the perfect pageant shoe, but it's not the perfect shoe for them.
It's not.
Um,
I've actually had girls when I've done runway training that have come to me and actually said, I was told to get these shoes. I was told this is the shoe to, and I was like, no, it's not. It's not the right shoe for you. So I've had to have girls actually buy new shoes. And sometimes some of the shoes were as simple as $10, $15, because it's all they needed, and much more comfortable. And it automatically changed their posture. It changed their stance. It changed their confidence because they had more control of their walk in these shoes. So that's really important. That's way more important than trying to look tall. I promise you, we're not doing measurements of anybody's height. We don't care.
Perfect. Well, actually, Cindy in the chat says, agreed. People got it because it was the official sponsor for Miss Universe, but now it's not for the last few years. So that's true. I got them because of Miss Universe, though.
Yeah, they're not, I mean, I can walk in them. I've walked in them before, but I wouldn't wear them. I would not wear them on stage.
Nope, that's fair. Everyone's feet are different. Another question that I had was about your style, because you're very stylish. I see all your photos from all different galaxy and different appearances. Your dresses are stunning. Do you have this walk-in closet like Carrie Bradshaw, where it's just this ginormous room with beautiful clothes?
So my closet is 2 rooms.
Oh my gosh.
This is the entry to my closet. So this room is my entry. And then my actual bigger closet is right there. It's not a Carrie Bradshaw closet. No. But believe it or not, I am a very, very good bargain shopper. You would be surprised at some of the gowns I have, what I've paid for.
Oh
I
gosh.
have dresses that are well over $1,000 that I paid $200 for.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And my most expensive dress, I have 2. One of them was for my 15-year wedding anniversary vow renewal. It's a MacDougall right off the runway.
Oh my
And
gosh.
he only made 6 samples, and I have one of them. And then my other gown is a Charles Chang Lima that I got at Nordstrom in Seattle. And it is this gorgeous midnight blue. One shoulder, the shoulder is shaped like roses, like these big roses. And there's not a stitch of beading, Regine, not one bead. It's just this gorgeous silk creation. And it is my second most expensive dress, and I still got it. It was still a deal because the original price was $4,000, and I got it for less than that. But
That's
I
amazing.
still have it. It's in a box. It will never fit me again. That's when I was like a size 2. But I have it there in case, I don't know, in case
You never know.
my skinny daughter ever needs it, if Melina ever needed it or something. But it's such a pretty dress, and it's so red carpet, and so elegant and so beautiful, that I had to have it. And but I'm a very good bargain shopper, guys. So I've gotten dresses for $100, $70, $50. So yeah, I'm a good bargain shopper.
I love that. I think you're the only person, but so I say that to everyone as well. I say I'm a savvy shopper because nobody believes me. You're the only other person besides myself or my mom that I've ever heard say that out loud. So I'm really intrigued to hear some of your tips on how to get all these great deals because I miss shopping. I haven't done it in a while. We're in lockdown.
Oh,
Um,
I know. So some of my best deals, believe it or not, have been found at Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack. There's in America we have TJ Maxx.
I love TJ
We don't
Maxx.
have it down here, but TJ
No.
Maxx we have it down here. But what the TJ Maxx that I used to have back home in Chicago and Michigan is a TJ Maxx with a section called the Runway.
Ooh.
The Runway carries Chanel, Prada, carries like all this designer stuff at super discounted pricing.
Mm.
So when you hit those stores that have those sections and you can find those deals, then it's really, that's where you get the bargain.
Mm.
But I haven't really shopped like that in a while either, Regine, since like the pandemic and all that. I mean, I live in flip-flops and like leggings and, summer dresses and stuff like that. So the only time I dress up is for a pageant. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's something I used to take pride in doing was being an excellent shopper.
I miss that. I used to go to the States all the time. I have family in Ohio, and I would always go to TJ Maxx or Ross or somewhere, one of those two stores, and always find such great deals on dresses. I remember we went to Florida, and we drove to Florida, so our van was full coming back. I could tell you that with all the stuff from Ross.
Oh, I love
I
it.
miss shopping.
Oh, I love it. I used to be a personal shopper, so it was so much fun doing that also for other people, just changing their wardrobe or getting them attire for work and stuff like that. So yeah, I used to love it.
Oh my goodness. So you went from being a savvy shopper or a great bargainer and having all these amazing dresses to now having couture swimwear by Maria. Do you get some of your inspirations for your swimwear from the dresses that you have in your closet?
I get a lot of my inspirations for my swimwear from runway gowns, from
Oh.
designer, yes. And I tell you why. Um, the swimwear category is one of those that it's kind of like, oh, okay, yay, like another bikini, or like, yay, another swimsuit, like, oh, da, da, da. I've never liked a swimwear competition. I was always very self-conscious, and growing up, I was always very thin. So I always, I felt really self-conscious about that, and being in a swimsuit emphasized how thin I was.
Mm.
So I always felt uncomfortable. And so I hated wearing a swimsuit. And pageantry changed that, 'cause I had to wear a swimsuit. But as I got more involved in pageantry, I said, there's got to be more to swimwear than, a string here, or like,
Brazilian bottoms.
oh yeah, or shiny metallic fabric or whatever, but still a bikini. And I was like, I got there has to be. I cannot draw to save my life, but yeah, Maria attempted to sit there and sketch out a swimsuit. And my first swimsuit I call the Grecian Goddess, which is the white one that Kelly Robbins won Best Swimwear. And nobody knew that was my swimsuit.
Wow.
Because I introduced my line after that competition.
Wow.
And she won. Nobody knew. And so I was super excited when she got best in swimwear in a one piece. And my inspiration for that was a Zuhair Murad dress that I saw on the runway. And I was like, if I could just cut this off, change this, move that, wrap it, that was like this already. That's that crafty mind of mine already. Just like, okay, so like, yeah, so if we could do this and do that, and like, yeah, that should be, yeah, and that could be a swimsuit. That absolutely, yeah, we could make that into a swimsuit. And we did. So a lot of my swimsuits are inspired by gowns because they're just as glamorous to me. If the girls are going to be on stage in a swimsuit, why not be and feel glamorous? And here's where that little saying again comes in handy. Imitation is the best form of flattery. Not so much. A lot of my swimsuits have already been, knocked off. I was the first one, literally, that had, the draping chiffons off of it. I'm very particular about my fabrics. I'm very particular about my spandex. I don't use just cheap spandex. My particular type of spandex is pretty expensive. The way that I line my swimsuits so that you can't see through them, and they really hold you in, and they cinch you in just in the right areas, so that you feel comfortable, nothing's moving around. Those are all things I take into consideration when I'm designing a swimsuit for somebody. And when I see one on stage, it's just so amazing to see. I don't even care. I don't need credit. I don't need they don't need to win, but to see someone just be so confident on stage in one of my designs, to me, is like, wow, it's just so amazing.
Well, I remember seeing Crystal Cavey's red swimwear, and I automatically was like, where did she get this from? I want it. So I think your styles are amazing, which is why I wanted to ask you about that and your inspiration behind it. And someone on Facebook asks, since you are a swimsuit designer, what is the biggest tip you have for styling yourself for Galaxy swimwear?
Do not make yourself look like you're wearing a Las Vegas showgirl costume. Some girls have made this mistake. For some reason, they think that because my swimsuits are very glamorous, the big brooches and the fabrics and the sparkle and all that, they seem to think that, oh well, then the more glitz the better, the more. No. It needs to be done right. You still need to look elegant. It still needs to look sophisticated, and it still needs to look like a swimsuit versus a performing costume and what have you, with dangling things everywhere. Or my pet peeve is when somebody safety pins
and you could see it.
Yeah, they safety pin, or they'll tuck like a little chiffon train to the back of their strap or the bottom or whatever, and it's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It doesn't look right on stage. But yeah, and always pick something that's flattering to you. Do not wear a two-piece if your body isn't made for a two-piece. Do you know what I'm saying? I completely accept body confidence and all that good stuff, but when you're on stage, you want to not have to worry about anything else going on or attracting the attention to particular areas where you don't want them
Hmm.
to look at. Um, and I personally would never wear a two-piece on stage or at the pool.
What?
No, one piece all the way. It's 53 years of like 3 children and jiggly things and all this crazy stuff going on. So I don't know.
Oh
It would
man.
it would have to just be me and like my husband or something.
Oh.
But I would not feel comfortable in a two-piece.
Hmm.
So I would want an amazing one piece that holds everything together, that makes me feel amazing, that flatters my figure, and that I can just get on that stage and show them everything I've got without having to really show them everything I've got. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
No, that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense because I know with all of the different divisions, it's so great for them to hear your side and what your perspective is when it comes to swimwear. Because I know for myself, I wear the exact same swimwear twice for Galaxy Nationals, but it's not going to be the same one I wear for internationals just because I did a little bit more research. But if people say, for example, if I wanted to get a couture swimwear by Maria, how do we do that?
Message me on the Couture Swimwear by Maria Facebook page. Right now, I do have a few people that have contacted me for swimwear,
Mhm.
and so I'm just trying to figure out, designs for these particular ladies. But also, don't contact me if you are not willing to pay what it costs to have a one-of-a-kind custom swimwear.
Mm.
I don't mass produce swimsuits. I don't have swimsuits lying around. Um, I literally handpick the fabrics for this design and for this person. And I go through all that trouble. And then they're like, oh, okay, well then never mind. But then they'll try and get somebody else to make it for them.
Mm.
So I've had that happen. So it's really frustrating because, I'm not a big operation. I'm just a girl with a passion to design beautiful swimwear for women that want to feel amazing on stage and have something unique
Mhm.
and amazing. So it's just kind of trying to find that right balance between being able to do that and not having all my stuff,
Mhm.
taken.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sketching it for specific people, they shouldn't go to somebody else to get the sketch made. That's just not right.
No, it's not.
No, not at all. That's rude. People, don't do that. Come on. But anyways, so moving on, there are a few other questions here on Instagram that I do want to ask you. They're not as Galaxy related.
Oh, perfect. I
Yes.
don't mind.
So one of the questions is, what do you love the most about life?
What do I love the most about life?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Your grandson?
That's amazing. I will have to say that finding an amazing husband to share my life with has been amazing. I've been lucky and blessed that I have truly a best friend, a husband who is so supportive, with everything I do, and willing to put himself out there, willing to sacrifice for my dreams. That to me is what I love most about life. Just being with an amazing partner and getting to spend the rest of my life with him.
Oh, well, his birthday just happened, so happy belated birthday.
Yay!
Um, I love that you say that your husband is what you love the most about life. That's amazing. Janice actually said that she wanted a taco platter as well. So
It was so good.
it looks so good. I was like, I want this for my birthday.
Oh,
But
it was so good.
that's amazing. And the next question is, what inspires you in these hard times?
Um, you know, it's it's tough because you want to try to find motivation and inspiration, and it's been hard. There have been times where literally, I'm not gonna lie, crocheting like saved my sanity. It kept me busy, it kept me going, and it kept me focused on a project.
Mm.
And the sense of accomplishment I got when it was done and gifting it to somebody and having them just love the piece as well, that has been amazing. um, but in general, pandemic aside and all that good stuff, I'm a firm believer of praying and faith, and believing in God, and having something like that communication with him, that relationship with him, that you could talk to and
Mm-hmm.
um, keep yourself sane and motivated, or you need just that little bit of something that maybe not every friend could give you and whatnot, just a little bit of quiet time between you and that spiritual talk. I
Mm-hmm.
think that if you try that, you might feel some form of inspiration in your own little way. It might inspire you, even if it's just to just do one little thing, just like, oh well, today I want to reorganize my closet. How can I get inspired to do this? Yeah, how can I, because I really need to do that. um but just little things like that, and just being able to talk to somebody, or
Mm-hmm.
girls that have the same interests, or that are your cheering section, that will definitely push you and all that good stuff. Yeah, having all that little bit of that in your life can definitely give you some form of inspiration.
100%, especially right now with things going around the world or countries are in and out of lockdown. I think faith and prayer is one of the things that has also gotten me through the pandemic. And I know something you and I have talked about in previous conversations. So I think that's really great. And I know there are not a lot of spiritual people out there who don't are have a different religion or don't have a religion, but like you said, having your cheer squad there to support you when times get tough is also awesome. I hope Team Regine can come to Chicago because they're all anxiously waiting. Well, you heard them actually. At the first Galaxy Nationals, they were
Yeah.
really loud. I
Mhm.
apologize if they were too loud for you. I just realized that. I'm like, oh, you were there. They were loud. They had horns. I apologize.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, they were. Oof, I'm so sorry. So another question here, and as we start to wrap things up, this is one of the questions that I wanted to ask as well. How many Starbucks tumblers do you own?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I will say this: less than 50.
Okay.
Less than 50. There's some psychos out there. There's like, I'm part of a Starbucks group where we help each other find tumblers.
Hmm.
We're called cup buddies.
Love that.
There's a thing. That's a thing. Because there's things that we call shelf clearers, where they actually go into Starbucks and clear the shelves, and then they resell these tumblers for over $100. Yes,
What?
yes. And we get very upset because then there's nothing else for us collectors to buy, and then we're left to buy them on the aftermarket. And
Mm.
you know the most expensive one I've purchased was $70, and even that was like, but but because the color was, it was from overseas, it was not available, or it
Mm.
sold out, and da da da. So I really wanted the color, but for the most part, yeah. So yeah, not as many as you thought.
Well, I know there's people who like my aunt, for instance. She has the countries like the mugs from
Hmm.
Starbucks. S- do you collect those as well, or just the fun tumblers?
So I have several ceramic um uh like several ceramic tall the mugs.
Hmm.
So I have a lot of those also. And then the only countries that I have, or um they're not countries because they're international cities though, but I have Edinburgh in Scotland. I have London. So I have one of the London mugs that was done, and I guess they change them every year. And it's almost like an embossed design on the mug. So it
Wow.
has like Big Ben. It has the London Eye. It has like one of the little red phone booths. So that's like one of my favorite international mugs. And I brought like three of them back from London that year, and I gifted the other two, and I kept one for myself. But yeah, so as long as the design is like really unique and really pretty, I will most likely buy it. But I'm
Do
trying
you
to
have
be
a
good.
Do you have a Toronto one?
I do not.
Okay, Team Canada's on the call. Don't worry, we got you covered. Come August, you'll have one. Don't worry.
I don't have a Toronto one.
Oh my goodness. Don't worry, Cindy, get her one. She's
Oh,
watching.
Cindy's always looking for my tumblers. I always text her and I'm like, oh my God, do you guys have this color? I need this one. She's like, I'll look for it.
I have friends who work at Starbucks. I mean, I could ask them as well if a new tumbler comes out.
Jean.
Oh no, she's gonna be at 50 by the end of this
Oh my
conversation.
God. Now I'm gonna be like, oh my God, do you have this one?
Yeah, my friend, because I have the pink sparkly one, but there was another one that I really wanted, but it was sold out. So I messaged my friend. I'm like, hey, when it comes in stock, let me know. So I'll let you know, or you let
Thing
me
is,
know
they
if you need
never
one.
come back in stock.
It sucks. But
Oh,
he doesn't work at a very busy location too, so.
and that's another issue because only certain locations will get a certain amount of tumblers,
Mhm.
and then once they're gone, they're gone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Cindy says Team Canada has become Starbucks hunters for Maria.
They're my cup buddies.
I love that. So Janice McGregor says, "Oh my gosh, my sister Queen was recommending Galaxy to me just a couple of days ago. So glad I got to catch this episode."
Oh, yay.
So she's also a Canadian beauty queen. So hopefully, when her title or her reign is over, actually she's an international title holder. When her reign is over, she'll join Galaxy.
Yes.
Oh, and Cindy says Janice. Oh, yeah. So Janice McGregor is sister queens with Ursula, who was our Mrs. Galaxy
Ah,
Canada.
okay. Yes, I know Ursula. Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So they're all here. And as I start to wrap things up, Maria, do you have any last words for all of our viewers watching today?
The only thing I want to say is I hope that everyone is staying safe. This pandemic has lasted longer than I think anyone anticipated. I'll be very honest. I honestly thought that this was going to last a few months, maybe through the end of 2019. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're still not certain about a lot of things, and vaccines are rolling out as quickly as they can thanks to our new president. I know things are a little bit slower in Canada. And international travel is still not open. And to be honest, speaking of that, I don't even know how Miss Universe is doing it.
It's your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I have no clue what type of special permissions these girls were given, because a lot of those countries are on a no-fly,
Mhm.
so I don't even know. Kudos to them for having that kind of money, that kind of budget. We don't have that. My main concern is that my girls are safe. And at the end of the day, I will not risk that to have a pageant.
Mm.
I will not. And I know girls personally who have competed during this pandemic and have contracted
Oh no.
COVID. I know about girls that participated in pageants and they kept it very quiet, and you know, they became, sick with COVID. And while we have, we actually have directors that have gotten sick with COVID. Some of my own international queens got sick with COVID.
Wow.
You know, we don't know what long-term effects this virus is going to have on us. I have been very careful throughout because of my heart condition, because of my high blood pressure. I don't know how this virus will affect me,
Mhm.
especially because it tends to do something with your breathing,
Mhm.
which I have a hard trouble doing when my heart starts racing. So that's a chance I can't take. That's a risk I can't take. I don't know, even if I did survive it, which many people have, and everyone that I know that have caught it. My cousins, I have cousins that have caught it. I've had friends, family members that have gotten sick with it, and they've managed to survive. But you know, it's still touch and go. We don't know how it's going to affect every single person, and to risk that is going to be, to me, it's just not worth it.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping that it goes away. Like, we just want this to stop
Mhm.
and stop changing. The variants are scary. These
Yes.
variants that are happening. And that's just another thing. And it's like, wow. So, yeah, while we want to get back to normal life, we want to get back to the routine prior to COVID. We want to make sure that we do it right. We want to make sure that it's safe. We want to make sure that when we do it, it's done fully. Especially, you're a contestant. Would you want to go to a pageant where everything has been stripped down to the bare bones just to have a pageant? So, like, you can't touch anybody, you have to have your covering on all the time. We're no longer doing this, we're just going to
Mhm.
do this. Guess what? No photo shoot because we can't risk it. I don't want to have that type of pageant.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's fingers crossed things are okay. But if it doesn't happen, then it's know that from my heart, it was for everyone's safety more
Mhm.
than anything else.
Mhm. No, and we all appreciate it. I know we talked a little bit about last year's postponement, but we do appreciate it. We all appreciate, my family appreciates it that you really took into consideration how our safety would be. And like you said, I don't know how Miss Universe is doing it, how other pageants have managed to happen, but we do appreciate and we support you. Team Canada supports you no matter what decision you make. We've supported
Thank
you since
you.
last year. Janice McGregor says, kudos to you for being responsible and postponing the pageant last year. So the world is seeing, or the galaxy is seeing, what you're doing, and we all appreciate and love you for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And on that note, I will end the show with that. Maria, again, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us today. With this amazing getting to speak to you and seeing you again, not face to face in person, but virtually. And hopefully, we'll get to see you in August.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I've done an interview. It's been a long time since I've done a full face of makeup for a while.
You look great.
And yeah, just I'm excited to see all the girls. I really am. When we have our pageant, I want to be able to hug everyone. I want to be able to have that family environment that we're so known for, and that is what drives me. That's the type of environment that drives me. And if we can't do that, then it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for me to, to enjoy that. And, so let's just pray that we, whenever we can have our pageant, it will be amazing. We want it to be amazing. I have dreams for Galaxy. My goal is to one day have it in another country. I would love that one day. And have, all these international contestants. So when this pandemic goes away, then we can focus
You
on
can travel.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
we can travel and we can try and do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Well, Maria, just stay safe. Keep doing what you're doing. I know the pandemic right now and the virus is very scary. Um, so stay safe. That's all we can ask for. Stay healthy, and hopefully, we'll see you sooner than later. To everyone who is watching, thank you so much for joining us tonight or this morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. If you enjoyed this interview with Maria, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I've put all the links to all the pageants that Maria does in the description below. I'll also include Couture Swimwear by Maria at the end of the show, so make sure you follow all of her links. Again, Maria, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.